and last year with the book and whatever. I mean, honestly, with respect to like mental health stuff, he's got some issues. He's got some issues that transcend the field, and he's kind of admitted to it.
I'm not mad at that.
It is what it is. But like the question becomes, as a Philadelphia Eagle team, or any team in the NFL, if you're contemplating a trade or a move for him, like what are you getting?
Well, my thing is, if you're so like if you're so bothered about this, why not demand the trade? Why haven't you demanded the trade? Okay, so you had this issue last year. You rode it out, won a championship, didn't get the amount of targets and balls you wanted last year, but you got your championship. Demand a trade then in the offseason and get somewhere where you want to be. But you roll it back, okay, in the first few games of the season, you see, okay, this is going to be the same shit as last year. Demand a trade.
Yeah.
But why week in and week out just continue this charade?
Like act like just you're being, that somebody's doing something to you.
You know what I mean? AJ Brown, he's back at it again, man. He was on a Madden live stream.
Yeah.
And the guy asked him, "Hey AJ, how you doing?" "Man, it's a shit show this season, man. I'm not getting. If you're playing fantasy and you got me." The man just asked you, "How you doing today?" I mean, people say, "Hey, I'm good. I'm all right, man." Yeah, that's the normal. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm doing. "Oh man, this season is a shit show." And we're on a Madden stream. This is not an ESPN interview, man. Yeah. He's got. My thing about it is, because you got the whole thing, and he clarified it actually earlier today, and he had a longer response for it. And this is his first time he really he had a long response for it. It was the first time today. And basically he was saying how, the defense, he feels like the defense has been carrying most of the weight this year. And, last year is a season of its own. We don't want to say, hey, we won that way last year so you can win it this year. That's just not how it works. He's saying how, why not, let's just get better offensively as the weeks go on. And I think I'm, a part of this offense getting better. I want the ball, and so we can be better, and let's work on it now. So when we need the card, we pull it and prepare for it now. Okay, so that's what he was saying today. And
that ain't worth the paper it's written on.
What, his response there?
Yeah. That's all like bullshit team speak. That's all garbage. Like what he said on the stream was real time.
Oh, was his real? I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
versus what he said today.
He did all this big long thing. Man, verbal diarrhea. It's just stupid. It's just all these generic ponderings of the team. Dude, you're the guy streaming a game with a shit show in your life. That's who you are.
That's who you are.
I mean, and last year with the book and whatever. I mean, honestly, with respect to mental health stuff, he's got some issues. He's got some issues that transcend the field, and he's kind of admitted to it.
I'm not mad at that.
It is what it is. But like the question becomes, as a Philadelphia Eagle team, or any team in the NFL, if you're contemplating a trade or a move for him, like what are you getting?
Well, my thing is, if you're so if you're so bothered about this, why not demand the trade? Why haven't you demanded the trade? Okay, so you had this issue last year. You rode it out, won a championship, didn't get the amount of targets and balls you wanted last year, but you got your championship. Demand a trade then in the offseason and get somewhere where you want to be. But you roll it back, okay, in the first few games of the season, you see, okay, this is going to be the same shit as last year. Demand a trade.
Yeah.
But why week in and week out just continue this charade?
Like act like just you're being, that somebody's doing something to you.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the offense. This is what the offensive coordinator and the game plan that they come. This is what Jalen Hurts. These are the balls that he's going to throw. You know they're not going to come in your way. You know what you have enough data to know what is AJ Brown going to look like on a week to week basis.
Team, yeah.
So that's my whole thing about it, and then you got some of the sports media talking about, oh well, he's not a winner because they win and this and that. My take on that is, I don't know if you agree with this or not. In football, I think it's a little weird with that, in the sense of, I think winning only matters for quarterbacks. You know what I mean? And so, like, every other position, really, it is stat based. You know, we don't look and compare players. You know, when we're talking about the best tight end or the best running back, we don't say, oh, well, that guy won 2 Super Bowls or made it to the whatever NFC conference. Like, we don't talk like that. Nobody talks like that either. The fans, the media, the sports writers, journalists.
I understand what you're saying. I do get that. And quarterbacks are certainly judged differently. But I do think that as a high-level player at your position, like your reputation, your marketability are assisted by winning at a certain level.
Maybe.
No, I don't think it's a maybe.
I do think it's a maybe, because it depends on how crazy you went. Because you got a lot of the largest stars in the game who just dominated the game, but like Calvin Johnson were on terrible Detroit Lions teams. But he was the biggest star at receiver. He didn't get assisted.
No. See, I think if Calvin Johnson were on teams that were getting to the Super Bowl conference final consistently, he would have been bigger than he was.
On what scale? How do we know that? He was the best receiver in the game. What do you want him to be?
No, like off-field dollars, all of that stuff.
I don't know. I don't know, because like I said,
I'll ride with that every time.
I mean, and I guess that's fair. But what I'm saying is, undoubtedly, for a period of time, Calvin Johnson was the best receiver in the game. Barry was the best running back in the game. Like, these guys,
and they both like literally ended their careers prematurely because they were tired of winning or tired of losing and being great in a futile environment.
Sure,
that matters.
Sure, for sure.
And in some ways, like, again, if he's in either one of those guys or in like a better environment, like, they probably play longer, and maybe Johnson's got Jerry Rice numbers, and Barry Sanders has the all-time rushing thing and those types of things.
And maybe instead he has AJ Brown numbers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Who knows?
I think something's wrong with AJ Brown as a player. I don't think he's that good. No. I mean, I understand those two guys at their position are absolutely the best, and right up there with anybody you want to play. But it's notable that their careers were cut short. And I know, Barry Sanders always had a reputation of being kind of like this private person, and I get that Calvin Johnson's probably not like a huge overt personality. But they just, like, if the teams were better, they probably would have lasted longer in the league. They probably would have, just had more great moments.
Yeah, that's a fair argument.
And that's part of
but it's like,
part of like football and sports. It's winning and it's iconic moments too. Like, sometimes when you're just stuck in these less than optimal situations, you don't get them.
I know in sports that is it, but my argument is, in the NFL, I just think it's a different beast. Like, there's a extremely large sector of people who you would just never be able to convince them that Barry Sanders is not a better running back than Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt Smith he was the all-time leading rusher leader. He has all of these titles. He's, whatever, off the field, on the field stuff. And he just, like, I just think it's a different game. For other positions outside of quarterback.
I'll flip it though, because I think that's a perfect example. I think Barry Sanders is a better player. And if Barry Sanders had played the prime of his career with the Cowboys and Emmitt Smith with the Lions, like, Emmitt Smith's, like, yeah, he was really good, but he ain't Emmitt Smith. And Barry Sanders would be something else, like, because he'd have the titles, he'd have the all-time rushing record and all those things, and he'd be playing in those Super Bowl games and making big plays. That changes your legacy.
See, I think, yeah, but the difference in our arguments is it's like the what ifs games. But these guys I'm naming, they're there's no what if. They are the best. Like they are in a lot of people's eyes. Like the and I could name a ton more, but I just named those two, the Detroit Lion guys. But what I'm saying is, at the height, they were the best, number one, without winning. Like quarterbacks, you can't name in the history of the game a guy who didn't win or didn't like at least get to the show. Like who you know what I mean?
I agree with that point,
Okay.
but I still think that winning enhances your career regardless of position. Quarterback's unique. It defines you. If you're not a winning quarterback, you're not anything regardless of what your skills are.
Yeah.
But those other positions, yeah, you can still reach this high level, be acknowledged as the best in the game, but there's just a part of it that you don't get to, that if you get to, it changes a lot.
So my point to bringing it up in this instance is with the AJ Brown thing. It's just that, I mean, he at least rolled it out to at least win one. But my thing is, okay, at this point, there's no need to keep hanging on. I mean, if you're so frustrated with
I agree with that point.
Go to a
you're-
trash
if
team
you're
where
that-
you can get whatever.
Yeah, if you're that miserable as an Eagle, which is a good team and Super Bowl champions and certainly not out of the hunt by any means.
Contenders for the next.
If you're
whatever.
not happy in this, get out. But I'm going to suggest to you this, that he's not happy for reasons deeper than touches.
Yeah.
It's just, you can just feel it.
Yeah.
Like when he's reading the book on the sideline.
Yeah.
There's other shit going on. He's not a mentally well person.
Yeah.
And maybe temporally he can change his football situation and enjoy a bit better. And I also think he's not that good.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good football player, but he is not that good where you drop him in any situation in the league and he catches 100 balls and demands, and when I say demands, not with your mouth, but by being open, you demand the targets.
Energy attracts. Yeah.
He's not that guy.
Yeah.
He's a really physically gifted guy that can make some plays, but he doesn't consistently deliver. And I don't think he's consistently open.
Yeah.
And that's why, in part, he's not seeing the ball that much.
Yeah. What's funny is they was talking about they were saying how much of this is on Jalen Hurts, and a guy had made a comment about, well, Tom Brady had issues with Antonio Brown, but Antonio Brown was still getting the ball and this you know what I mean? And I was like, well, you have to throw it to Antonio Brown. He's open. I mean, he's like wide open. Like you would have to be.
What serious issues did they have? Like Tom was devastated when the Patriots had to cut him.
At the end with the Bucks, when he was living at the house, and then he had to kick him out.
The second season.
With the
second season. I mean, he came in part season. They won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, they were close. But again, it was mental issues with Antonio.
For sure.
So you can connect that even
alleged murderer Antonio Brown.
Well, he did it. He shot him. Yeah. He's just saying it was self-defense.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said alleged. I mean, convicted. So yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree on all points. AJ Brown should probably leave, but I don't think he's just going to be a happy guy anywhere.